So this is a video that I've been wanting to do for quite a while, and I always forgot about it, or I just, it slipped my mind, didn't really think about it, whatever. But my buddy, who's always enjoyed my videos and has kind of sent me ideas here and there, he sent me this message from when I woke up, and it reads as follows: You should post a video tackling the topic of what's really hardcore and what's not. I think the scene kid phase is moving out and a hardcore kid phase is beginning around the globe. Like some guys that are strictly trapped under ice, slash terror, hate breed fans, etc., etc. They hate new hardcore, like, the Ghost Inside or Stick to Your Guns and No Bragging Rights. They call it Posercore. Alright? I completely understand where he's coming from. I mean, anyone who even knows really much about me, I am a huge hardcore music lover. And as soon as I read that, I knew exactly what he was talking about, because this is something, like I said, I've been wanting to cover forever. Um, Basically, what it is the older fans, which me and my buddies like to call them the tough guy hardcore crowd, because a lot of the older stuff is kind of just that, has that tough guy, fuck you attitude kind of thing to it, and that's just what it reminds me of. I'm not saying it's not bad. I enjoy it, but it's not. I don't enjoy it as much as the newer melodic stuff. But they definitely have that mindset of they don't like change. The newer shit is shit, and that's just how it is. And I don't really understand it. I mean, I do, but I don't, because it's not the like regular terror, just standard like just I get it, but then again it's evolving. I mean, look at what metal has evolved to, or look what just music in general has evolved to. You can't really stay in just the same thing forever. It's going to branch out and do its own thing, and whether or not you think it's hardcore, when it comes down to it, it really is. I mean, because what really annoys me about the hardcore community these days is it's come down to what band is on your shirt, what kind of clothes, what band's on your shirt, what shoes you're wearing, who's on your hat. I've even seen to where who's got the bigger plugs. It's like they're taking all these materialistic objects and it's becoming like who's more hardcore than who by what's on your shirt with than value than what's in your heart and what we even join this community for. Because that is what I fell in love with the community for, was that this music, it took everyone that was lost, broken, alone, anything, and it's like we came together in this music, and that's what it is. It's like you found a family in this music, and that's what you like. That's almost what you live for, kind of thing. That's what I live for. That's what I love about it, and it's crazy to believe, because that's not what I fell in love with. And I've even went to shows and I've seen this, and I don't get how it's come to this, because that's not what I know and love, and I don't get why, like, why these newer bands that are a little more melodic, they may sing, or they're not, they have a couple melodies in their guitars here and there, and it's posercore. Why is it posercore? Because they don't have the fuck you attitude. We're just gonna just I don't get it. I just I really don't get it. You're trying to give back and help as much as you can, and spread the message, and be a decent person, through hardcore. That's because what you do. And then in a sense you're just being an asshole, and no one really wants to be around you, and it's just this is not what we're designed to do in this community. And I get, some people are going to be different than others, but most of the people I know, I don't get it. Why? Like, why is it different because I like a more melodic band and you don't? Like, why does that make me a poser? It just, I just don't get it. And most of it I get is like the older, like, straight edge people, and that's cool because I'm straight edge myself. But does that mean you have to go around being an asshole and calling people posers? No, no. It's no. I mean, I've seen people like straight edge kids like at shows. I've seen them seriously beat the shit out of someone in the venue because they were drinking, whatever. And I don't get it. Like, what does that do for you? You know what I mean? Like, what does that do to beat the piss out of him because he doesn't follow the same path you do? It's, acceptance and loving, because again, that is what this scene was for everyone to come together as one giant family. And all you're doing is spreading negativity when it should be about, mostly positivity. And because this is what we thrive for, and this is what we live for. And I don't get it. It's a new hardcore is definitely becoming bigger, and I love it. It's becoming bigger and more known. And yes, there may be some people that are getting into it that have never would get into it before, but instead of it calling posers, or pulling the whole hipster card, I will call it that, instead of being, well, I was here first, fuck you, it's no longer cool, why don't you embrace the fact and love that, hey, these people are getting into the same shit I am, let's help them out, and, just help them out and give them more music. Because then again, they may change their ways, they may change their mentality of wanting to help other people and just be a better person. Finding that kind of music may help them for that. I know it did for me. It completely changed me. But if you go about it the wrong way, then it's going to have that stereotype. It's going to have that stereotype from everyone else. And it's like, oh, I love this band, but I don't want to go to that show because it's nothing but assholes, and I'm afraid I'm going to get kicked in, just something stupid. And I've seen it at those shows, and it is really ridiculous. I don't get it. But it is becoming a lot more popular. Like, obviously the Ghost Inside and Stick to Your Guns, No Bragging Rights, they're becoming they're becoming bigger name. And I would say it's hardcore. It's got the, what would be called the punk beats. It's got the punk beats, it's got the heavier style, and it has it in it. That is it. Like, that is hardcore. It's in a different sense. Yes, they may play a couple melodies here or there. They may sing a little bit. It is hardcore. If you're listening to what's going on and how it's portrayed, and if you even go to a show and just take a step back and look at the interactions between the fans, the vocalists, and like you see that connection there, it's like you don't really get that at a lot of other shows you go to. You really don't. And it really pisses me off to see something that I love just have so much hate within the same community, because you're almost basically telling me because you're better than me because of a different band that you like, when we all basically came from the same place. Everyone struggled with something and we found this, and so, but you're better than me because you like a different style of hardcore, and I just don't get it. Hardcore is definitely on the rise. There's so many different bands out there between heights and climates and counterparts. I mean, it's whether it's a different form, like a little subgenre, if we're gonna get really technical, whether it's a subgenre, different form, whatever it is, it's all hardcore. And whether it's your thing or not, if it's not your thing, you just go on like, it's not my thing. Cool for you, but I don't much care for it. I'm gonna go listen to whatever style I like. And I just don't get why it's so hard for people to do that. Instead, they want to raise their fist, raise their middle finger. Fuck you, that's not hardcore, get out of here, I don't like this. If it's helping people, and you definitely can feel the passion in there, why is it not hardcore? Like, why? Like, it's definitely on the rise. And this is just, again, something that's been on my mind for a while. I may not have spoke clearly or everything I needed to say, but it's kind of all a bunch of jargon right now, and it all just came out at once. I hope it all portrays very well. I'd like to definitely hear what someone else has got to say. Either leave a video response or a comment. Either way, I'd love to hear what someone else has to say. And thanks again, Ronnie, for sending that in. All right, thanks, guys.